Well, welcome everybody. Good to see you all. Let's go ahead and begin. We'll start in mountain pose. Just take your time as we set ourselves up and prepare. Grab your props, whatever you might need for your practice, then just make your way up to standing. We'll take a few moments here as we prepare for our moving practice. Before we get to our moving, we begin in stillness and just pay attention to your breath. Maybe taking a few deep breaths in and out. Good, just to get reacquainted with your breathing, noticing the sound, the feeling, aware of how your body is responding to your breath. With each inhale, you might even feel your lungs expand. That nice release with the exhale, and maybe a sigh with that release. Relaxation through your neck and shoulders. And just continue with slow, steady breaths. Eyes can remain opened or they can be closed here. Either way, just take a journey inside. Good. Connecting. Again, as you breathe in, just feel the breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. You may even feel your spine extend, feel yourself grow a little taller. When you exhale, draw your belly in, light connection to your center body. When we exhale, we engage the abdominal lock, a light contraction of the abdominal muscles. It's a way of just supporting the body while in stillness and in movement. It helps you to be more aware of your center. A reminder that breath is the foundation of your practice, that it guides you and supports you as you move today. And remember, this is your practice. So whatever you need to do for your practice, go ahead and do that. I'm just giving suggestions, some ideas of our sequences today. So if you have to pause or relax, rest, or modify, please do so. We'll be focusing on bow pose today, or dancer pose, one and the same. Let's take 3 more breaths. Prepare your body to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Just take your time and even treat this like a nice stretch as you reach into the air. And exhale, we'll fold forward. So we're hinging at the hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. You might touch your toes, but you can just let your hands rest or land at your shins. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or thighs and extend your spine. Long, flat back like a table. And fold again, back down toward your toes or just partially down. We'll just hold here for a few breaths. Again, modify the pose as needed. Or if you are planning on reaching the ground, just bend the knees a little bit more. Let the back round. Let your whole upper body go heavy. Maybe your fingertips touch the ground or your toes. Noticing the sensation in your legs as your hamstrings get a nice stretch. Even down through your back. You can add movement here as it feels good. Maybe your shoulders, a little circle with the shoulders. Roll them backward a few times. Roll them forward. Even a gentle sway of your whole upper body, left and right, just to release any tension that might be in your low back. Let's do one more halfway lift. So an inhale, just slide your hands up to your shins, knees, or thighs, and extend your spine. Feel the crown of your head lead you forward. Exhale, we'll fold back down. And ready to stand. Shift your weight into your heels, bend your knees, lower your hips like you're sitting down. Lift your heart, lift your chest, spread your wings, and reach out and all the way up into the air as you inhale. Good. Exhale, you can bring your arms to your side or bring your hands to your heart, either one. Just pause there. Yeah, take another roll of the shoulders here. And we'll do that same sequence one more time. Half salute to the sun. Here we go. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale is fold forward, a good hinge from hips. Bend your knees, make your way down. Inhale, rise up halfway, forming our long tabletop. Exhale, fold. And again, your weight shift into your heels, bend your knees, lifting your chest. And take your arms out to the side, helping you to stand as you inhale, reaching up, another nice stretch. Exhale, arms to your side or hands to your heart. Good. Check in with your body, a couple more breaths here. We'll continue to move. Our full sun salute. Whenever you're ready to move, and inhale to extend your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Always okay to put a good bend in your knees as you make your way down towards your toes. And then inhale, let's rise up halfway. Our halfway lift or monkey pose. Exhale, fold all the way down we go, bending your knees so you can place your hands on your mat out in front of you and walk or step or even hop your feet back into plank pose. That's it. Top of the push-up. Hold here for a nice full breath in. And with your exhale, bend your knees a little to send your hips up into the air. This is our shortcut to downward facing dog. And just a reminder, you can do that anytime or all the way through the practice. You can always just take that shortcut from plank to down dog. You want to have a nice inverted V shape in the body or a mountain peak, so make sure your hips are nice and high. That might mean just tiptoe forward a little bit, just so you, and also a feeling that you're not going to slip behind you, okay, or you don't want your hands to slip out in front of you. And feel free to move here. You can bend your knees, pedal the feet, press one heel down, then the other. Movement of hips. Let's get ready to move from here. A nice full breath in. Exhale, engaging your core center. Bend your knees so you can walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of your mat. You'll be in forward fold. Inhale, extending your spine. Even a little weight shift towards your toes like you are coming forward. Exhale, back down we go. Soft knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Let's come all the way up. Reach into the air. Exhale, bring your arms down to your side. We'll go ahead and continue. And inhale, taking the arms all the way up. Exhale, let's take chair pose, Utkatasana, a chair-like position. You can stay up high in the pose, or as it feels okay, you can sit down, go a little deeper if you want to. We'll breathe in, good extension through the spine. Exhale, diving forward, down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway, monkey pose. Exhale, all the way down we go. Plant your hands into the mat. Hop, step, or walk both feet back into plank pose. As before, you can take that same shortcut to downward facing dog, or if you'd like, finish your push-up. Bend your elbows, squeeze them in towards your ribs, lower your way down, Chaturanga Dandasana. I like those options. You can always bring knees to the floor first, then chest, not even needing to go all the way down. And then find your back bend, upward facing dog, or cobra pose, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's hold down dog for a moment so you can really experience the extension of the spine. Like I said, we're going to be focusing on bow pose or dancer pose. And so those are back bends, alrighty? So we want to ensure we are also extending the spine in between some of these back bends that we're doing. Okay, let's continue. And inhale, extend your right leg up behind you, reaching to the back wall. That's it. Exhale to step through, right foot to the top of the mat. Just wiggle the toes forward if you need to, or pick up the foot to place it there. And then turn your left heel to the floor behind you. Be sure to put some weight in that back foot by stepping your hands back a little bit. That's it. Elongate through your torso. Inhale, hinge from hips. Reach forward, facing forward, rising. This is our first warrior. Let's hold here for a moment. A nice reaching up sensation. Lengthening through the sides of the body, paying attention to that left hip flexor. This nice release and opening there. Okay, let's breathe in. Exhale, hinge forward again. Make your way back down to the earth. Plant your hands. You can even rise up onto your tiptoes on that left foot and then pull or slide the right foot back to meet the other. Plank pose. Any way you like to move to get you to downward facing dog. Okay, I'm going to modify this by bringing the knees to the floor, coming down, finishing the push-up, not even all the way, and then upward facing dog. Just giving you some options, and then downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, remember to feel the extended spine. To help with that, just put a little bend in your knees. The bend in the knees will help you to, yes, lift your hips up, and they'll extend, help you to extend the torso. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg up, reaching back for the wall behind you. And then exhale to move, stepping left foot to the top of the mat. Take your time with this transition. There you go. Right heel turns to the floor. Find your center. Hinge your way up when you're ready. Rising and holding here on the exhale. You might just lunge into that posture. Good lifting up feeling, lunging down feeling. Because this right leg is doing this outer spiral or outer rotation, and you're facing forward or kind of turning to the left side, that's what creates this little twist and extension through the hip flexor. Let's breathe in. Exhale, hinging forward, back down to the earth we go. Plant your hands. Just slide the left foot back, plank pose. And just finish the sequence as you like. Maybe Chaturanga Dandasana. Feel free to take a low cobra right here. And then downward facing dog. There you go. One more breath right where you are. And we'll make our way down to the earth. So slowly and gently bring your knees to the floor. Sit back briefly in hero just to get off the hands. Sit off to the side and just swing the legs around to the front. We are moving to bridge pose. Some options for bridge. You might want to use a block or two to sit on to support the back bend. All right, we're going to roll down onto the back. Go ahead and bring the knees towards the chest. And add some movement here as it feels good. It's a nice massage of the spine, especially the low back and hips. A little circle with the feet. One direction with the feet and then the other direction. Even flex the feet and then point, just to really get into those joints a little bit. Let's get set up for our bridge pose, which is a back bend. Set your feet onto the floor. Feel free to take the feet wider than hip distance. At least for me, that helps create a little bit more space in the hips and low back. For the modified version, you can just lift the hips, slide a block or two underneath you to sit on, and it'll be a nice supported bridge pose. Otherwise, with an exhale, lift the hips right up into the air and just hold yourself up. Okay? You can even use your hands if you need to as a prop to lift yourself up and hold yourself up in the posture. For a little bit more support, you can bend your elbows so your arms are at 90 degrees and press your elbows and the backs of your arms, your triceps, down into the floor, and that helps to stabilize the upper body as well. Deep breathing here, noticing the breath flow, the activation of the body. So this is our first back bend, okay? Getting our bodies prepared for bow pose. When I say bow, it's not like a ribbon. It's the bow like of a bow and arrow. Okay, so we're creating the bow. It's like a half moon shape. Okay, to come out of the posture, you're going to wiggle the feet forward a little bit, making space. Reach your arms up into the air, making more space, and then carefully roll your way back down to the floor. Once you've landed safely, extend your legs out front, reach your arms behind you, and just stretch. So it's another opportunity to lengthen the spine. Okay, you just did a back bend. So let's extend. Okay. Then when you're ready, draw both knees into chest. We're going to rise to seated. You can rock your way forward to seated or even roll to one side and press yourself up to seated. We'll be here. Boat pose. Some variations of boat as well. You might lift the feet here. You can keep the knees bent. You can hold on to bent legs. You just want to make sure your spine feels straight. We are at an angle, like so. You can even bring heels to the floor for this if you want. Okay? Legs can also be extended. You can release. So lots of variations. You can play with any or all of those variations. Again, you want to be sure you're lengthening through the torso. That's an in-breath. Fill yourself up in the exhale, which you can do through the mouth, to feel the air leave you and feel the core engagement. Again, the heels can be on the floor, which may allow you a little bit more stability, and you can hold the posture a little longer. Okay, let's keep it moving, breathing in. And exhale, crossing legs, hands in front to hop back into plank, or again, hands to the side, swinging or stepping the feet back into plank pose. Hold for a few seconds here because you may still feel that core engagement of the belly button pulling up towards spine. Go ahead and take a shortcut to downward facing dog. Do another lunge sequence, and inhale to extend right leg up behind you. Let's open this up. So you'll bend your right knee, that's it. Bring your heel down towards your backside and just lift the right knee up a little bit towards the ceiling. You'll create a bit of a twist, but again, a little bit more opening through that right hip flexor region and hip opener. Next, exhale, just unwind and step through. Right foot to the top of the mat, yes. Left heel turns to the floor. Feel grounded, find your center by kind of shifting the energy back. Light hands, you'll know it. You'll be able to rise up easily, first warrior. And your exhale, opening up to your left side of the room. That's it for warrior 2. Arms come down to parallel. Your right foot, all 10 toes, I'm sorry, you only have 5 toes on one foot, right? You don't have 10 toes on one foot. Okay? Just 5 today. So they're pointing directly forward, outstretched arms. Let's follow the right arm forward, angled upper body just a little bit. Just rotate here. So right arm can come down as low as you'd like or as high as you'd like, while the left hand is reaching towards the ceiling. Yes, good. Okay, stay just like that, just a little bit of a change. We're just going to send this left hand overhead, reaching towards the front of the room. Okay, just a nice extension, really good reach while the left foot presses a little bit more firmly into the floor. More extension through the spine, torso, but mainly through that left side. Here we go, we're moving, breathing in. Your exhale so you can carefully turn, fold, bring your hands to the floor, and then slide or pull the right foot back. You'll be in plank pose. Another shortcut to downward facing dog is fine here. You can go through a full sequence if you want. Meet in down dog. Yep. Another opportunity to extend and lengthen. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg into the air. We're going to open this up, so bend the knee. The lifting of the knee helps that little twist, little opening for that left side. Nice strong hands pressing into the earth. Well done. Next, exhale, unwind it so you can step through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants to the floor. Always taking your time with these transitions. Find your center, light hands rising up, first warrior. Exhale, opening up to the right side of the room. Warrior 2, make some adjustments with your feet. Tall upper body, outstretched arms, side angle pose, reaching forward, following the left hand, angled upper body, and reach down with the left hand, while the right hand reaches straight up initially. A couple breaths just to experience what's happening in the body. That's that one little change of sending the right hand overhead, reaching through your fingertips towards the front of the room, and at the same time the right foot pressing a little bit more firmly into the ground. And see if that changes the sensation through the right side body. Ready to move here. Breathe in, and our exhale to carefully turn. We're folding, hands on the mat, sliding left foot back, plank pose. You can take a shortcut to down dog or finish a vinyasa or a flow of movement to get you back into downward facing. Elongate through the spine, soft knees, hips in the air while hands press firmly into the earth. Yes, very nice. Making our way back up to the top of the mat. Breathe in first. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet forward into forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Good extension. Exhale, back down. Weight shift into your heels, bent knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Nice and tall here, reach up. Exhale, arms to your side this time. Alrighty, let's do some balance work. Dancer pose is a balancing pose. So let's introduce balance by doing tree pose. A little softness in the knees. Just make sure your knees aren't locked. Just a little softness there. Good. Shifting weight now into your right foot. Press firmly into the floor. Very strong leg. Then inhale, get tall, lengthen spine. Your exhale, core connection. That should allow us to lift that left foot, even flex the foot. Okay, knees lifted and just swing the knee out to the side. Corner of the room is fine. Side of the room is fine. And then placing foot on the inside of your standing leg. You can even be low. Your toes can touch the floor here. Or calf area, or inner thigh area. And then when you're ready, an inhale, taking arms up into the air. And just like any time we take the arms up, you want to feel like you're lifting. So lengthening through the torso. It even feels like it's rising a bit up out of the pelvis. Okay. Good. Excellent. Stay as you are. And keep the arms extended. We're going to swing that left knee forward, even lifting the knee with a flexed foot, and then plant the foot back down into the earth, and your arms can come back down by your side. So rebalance on 2 feet, shake all that out, let it go. Okay? Always okay to use the floor if you need to for a little extra balance, or if you do lose stability and balance, just bring the foot back down, reconnect, and then join in again. Soft knees, ready for the other side. Weights in the left foot, press, strong thigh, yeah. Nice and tall, breathing in. Exhale, that's like boat pose. Engage here, peeling right foot up, flexed foot just to energize the leg. We're swinging the knee out, corners fine. Side of the room, and then foot to the inner leg. High, medium, or low. Yeah, you might have to grab the ankle and actually place it. Okay. Inhale, extend your arms up. They can be straight up, out like a V, or even a little bend in the elbows. Even hands at heart center. Okay? Focusing forward or even slightly downward, which might help since this is a blank white wall. Looking down at something that has texture or color might be helpful. There it is, nice. Okay? Keeping the arms as they are. Let's swing the right knee forward, lifting your knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the earth, arms return to your side. Again, just shake all that out, all the way down to the feet. Good. Let's flow. Inhale, reaching into the air. Exhale, chair pose. Once again, it's a weight shift back into the hips and heels so the toes can easily tap there. We're breathing in. Exhale, all the way down, finishing the fold. And then a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, all the way down. We go plant the hands, hop or step back, plank pose. Finishing the push-up as you'd like, modified as needed. Find an up dog. And then a downward facing dog. Okay, just a continuous flow here. Go at your own pace. Inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist open. Unwind it, step through for Warrior One. The setup, right foot forward, left heel plants, find your center, then rising. Yes, excellent. Exhale, opening to your Warrior Two. Settle in, adjust the feet. Side angle when you're ready. Reach out, rotate here. As this left hand comes up, just take it over your head, reaching towards the front of the room. We're still extending through the left side. We're going to keep it moving. Breathe in. Exhale, here's our turn. We're folding, hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose. Stay in plank. We're going to add something here. Okay, stay in plank. You're going to gently set your right knee onto the floor. If you need to pad it, you might just bring both knees to the floor, take your mat, and just fold it in so you have some padding for that right knee if you need it. Tap your right foot because you're going to swing it off to the right side. You're making a kickstand or just a place of support. Then we're going to open up towards the windows again, the left side of the room. Left hand reaching into the air. So it's just like side angle pose. You're just on your knee. Okay? And just as we did with that side angle, you're going to send your left arm over your head towards the front of the room. Nice extension. Now the left foot, it can stay on the floor, but if you're able, let it float into the air. It doesn't have to lift high. And if you do happen to lift it, flex the foot. Yes, it just energizes the leg muscles there too, so it actually stays lifted. Excellent. It's not an easy pose. It's very challenging. Breathing in, good. Exhale, return to the earth. Left hand lightly lands, left knee. Bring your kickstand back in, so we're on all fours here. Let's take a cat and cow. Starting with cow, it's an inhale to look up or forward. You do create a bit of a back bend. Then exhale, we will get to round it out into cat pose. And maybe a couple more times like that. A good undulation of the spine, still conditioning the spine for all these back bends. And we'll get ready for the other side. After those 2 extra breaths, find stillness. And return to down dog. You might even step your hands forward just a little bit, then tuck your toes, and then exhale to help you move and guide your hips up into the air. Okay, continuing with the flow, and inhale to extend left leg up into the air. Bend and twist open. We're going to unwind it, step through, go at your own pace. Left foot to the top of the mat, right heel turns to the floor, finding that center, flowing up, first warrior. Exhale, opening to your warrior 2. Side angle pose once you're set up. That's it, hinging forward, rotate the arms. Right hand reaching overhead towards the front of the room. Still moving, breathe in first. Then you exhale to move, returning, folding, hands back down to the floor, back to our plank pose. Pausing there. Let's get ready for that side plank. So you're going to set the left knee onto the floor, pat it as you need to. Make a kickstand with the left foot off to the side. Once you're set up there, open up towards the right side of the room. Reaching up, and then overhead towards the front of the room with the right hand. Again, the right foot can stay on the floor or lift it into the air. Now you might need to put a little bit more weight and pressure in the left hand in order to lift that right foot. Flex it or even point the toes, just something energetic to keep the leg active. Let's breathe in, ready to move on that exhale. Turn slowly, land lightly. Right hand, right knee, kickstand comes back in. Another flow, cat and cow. A couple breaths. Feel the rocking of the pelvis. Very good. I'm going to sit back into hero pose. Okay? Just for a few breaths here, okay? Just so that you will probably feel a bit of a stretch through the knees and thighs, but really kind of doing this for the feet and ankles right here, just to get this sensation of kind of like if you were pointing your toes, okay, just kind of lengthening through the top of the foot. We're just adding that little extra pressure right there, right? Okay. And then let's try what I call a half hero, where you come out onto your hands or fingertips, tuck your toes, and then sit back again, okay? So you a little stretch through the toes, but you can still come off the hands, okay? So I just call this half hero. Okay, a little stretch for the toes there. So almost in a flexed foot fashion. All right, so bring the hands back out in front. Lift the knees, plank pose. Actually bend the knees a bit so you can send hips back up into the air. We're going to return to standing, so hop, step, or walk. Both feet up to the top of the mat near your fingers. Inhale, extend, and a fold. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Coming up. Reach into the air, exhale, arms to your side. All right, let's move back into some balance work. Okay, so this is dancer pose or standing one-legged bow pose. The first time we do it, we're just going to go for the balancing part of it. Then we're going to do it again on both sides, adding the back bend portion of it. Okay, so just like we started with tree pose, balanced on 2 feet, soft knees, we're going to put weight into the right foot. Feel very tall up top, okay? We're going to kick the left foot back, and so we're flexing the foot here. Now with the left hand, we're going to do this in 2 ways, but the first time as you're able, let's turn the palm so it's facing forward, okay? Then reach behind, and as you're able, catch the inside edge of the foot or ankle, okay? If it doesn't feel right or you can't really grab it, grab the inside, grab the outside, anywhere along the shin, okay? You can see I pulled my leg away to grab the foot. That's fine if you did that too. Then just hug it back in, squeeze to midline. Make sure there's a good softness in this right knee. We're taking the right arm up into the air. Reach, okay? And we got this left shoulder that's kind of being drawn back, okay? Just like that. So this is the balance part. This is all we're doing for now. We are returning to this pose a bit later to set up for the back bend part. Just release the left foot to the floor, rebalance and align the body by taking both arms up into the air, and the arms back down by your side. And shake all that out. Okay? So that rotation of the arm gets to our outer rotation, opens the chest and shoulders, yeah? Other side, same thing. Soft knees, weight shift into the left foot. Nice and tall. Core controlled, because that helps us with the balance. Kick the right foot back. Right hand, palm forward, opens up the arm, okay, rotates it outward. Swing it around, catch the inside edge as you're able. Outside's fine. If the leg pulled away, just squeeze it in. Doesn't matter if they touch, okay, but just not out there. Just bring it in as you're able. Soft left knee, and then left arm up into the air. Just a couple of breaths, just to practice the balance. Yes. You've got it. Perfect, perfect. Okay, let's release the right foot to the floor. Both arms up into the air to realign. Okay, and the arms down to your side to finish. Good, shake it all out. Good. Love this option. If you can't reach the foot, you just reach for the air. Okay, so we'll be doing this pose again in a different fashion, and so this is a wonderful option. Okay, now we'll go for the dancer part. And you can just do exactly what we just did or add the back bend part by following me. Okay, soft knees, weight shift into the right foot, still feel tall here, core connected, pull belly in on that exhale, kick left foot back. Okay, this time you can catch the outside if that feels better, okay? Foot flexed or pointed, either one, just something active in that foot. Hug to center with the legs, soft right knee, right arm up into the air. Stay here if you want or continue. We're gonna bend the right knee more, I'm going straight down. A lot of thigh work there. Tip like you're pouring water out of a tea kettle, just a little bit. Here comes the back bend part, where you kind of reach forward and even kind of look up while you send the left foot back and up. Okay, that starts creating that back bend. You can do it again if you want. Bend the right knee, go down, tip, and then extend, kind of going forward and up, back and up with that back leg. To finish, coming out of the pose, we're rising up, squeezing inner thighs towards each other, releasing left foot to the floor, both arms up into the air for realignment, hands to your side. Okay, give that right foot some love. Okay, so you're just standing on it. Okay, yeah. Alrighty. We'll guide you through the other side. Okay, soft knees. Weight shift into the left foot, root. Tall upper body. We're kicking the right foot back. You can catch the outside or inside. Soft left knee. Left arm up into the air. Okay, stay here or continue bending the left knee to go straight down. We're pouring water out of the tea kettle, just a little bit is fine. And then start to extend. Notice I'm not even holding onto that back foot, but I can still work this pose. Okay, going down, tip, and extend, or just kick that right foot back. Heart and hand go forward, even kind of tip the chest up. Okay, you're creating that, yes, beautiful pose. Okay, that arched feeling there. Okay, still holding onto the foot as you're able, rising or coming back up to center, squeezing inner legs towards each other until you're nice and tall, then releasing right foot to the floor, no worries. Both arms up into the air, helping to realign and balance. Arms return to your side. There we go. Okay, and give the left foot some love. Okay, so it's our standing one-legged bow pose or dancer pose. Okay, let's continue. Inhale, reaching both arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose. That's our flat back, spinal extension. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor. Hop or step back into plank pose. Come down if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana or some variation of this flow. Up dog, of course, is a back bend, so is cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take the moment to find that nice spinal extension. Okay, we did some back bends there, so you want to feel very long through the torso. Okay, let's inhale, extend right leg up into the air. Okay, exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to a high lunge this time. Okay. That's it. So high lunge, left heel stays lifted. We're not turning the heel to the floor, but we are finding the center, so shifting the weight back. Hands will be light. Hinging forward, rising up, facing forward. So reach up and lunge. Now, the more that we lift up, and if you started to lean back a little bit, okay, you're creating a back bend, okay? So just be mindful. So lift up to kind of create space. Even feel like this left leg is continuing to extend back behind you to create as much space in that low back as you can. And even just tip your chin up or eyes upward, heart rising upward. That's that back bend. I even have my left hand on my low back for a little extra support, okay? Breathe in, exhale, opening to warrior two. Let's reverse the warrior here. So flip the right palm up, reaching into the air. Just get a different style of a side body stretch. There we go. Yes. Okay. And then a big windmill all the way down to the floor in front. Both hands slide or pull that right foot back, plank pose. Okay, stay in plank. We're going to do that same kickstand setup. So set the right knee onto the floor, swing that right foot off to the side, opening up to the left side of the room. There we are. Good extension. Opening. Left hand reaching overhead to the front of the room. Left foot flexed and lifted as you're able. Here comes the back bend. You're going to bend the left knee, bring the heel towards back side, and reach back for the heel or your foot. If you can't really grab it, bring the left knee in towards your belly, and then maybe you can catch the shin or ankle, and then you can kick it back. That's your back bend right there. Perfect. Let's release slowly, re-extend the left leg and left hand overhead, and return to the earth. Left hand, left knee, right foot comes back in. A series of cat and cow. That's it, yes. Get that mobility back into the hips and the spine. Hold steady and neutral there. Step the hands forward a little bit, tuck your toes, and exhale to return to downward facing dog. Still continuing that lengthening through the spine. Then inhale, extend left leg straight up and back behind you, going to high lunge. So step the left foot to the top of the mat, landing lightly. Right heel stays lifted, all 10 toes are pointing forward. Finding your center, rising up, facing forward, arms up, that's it. Reaching high, lunging low. Now you can stay just like that because you're already in a back bend. If you want to emphasize it just a bit more, okay, keep reaching up, make some space in the low back, even place a hand here just for a little extra support. Tip the chin and eyes up, tip your chest up, even feel like you're rising up. And you'll create that back bend. We're breathing in. Exhale, let's open this up to a warrior two. Yes. Settling with the feet, perfect. Reverse your warrior, or left hand reaching into the air for a left side body stretch. There it is. Good. Then comes our big windmill, bringing both hands down to the floor in front, stepping back into plank pose, strong straight line. Okay, long torso, core engaged. Other side, so left knee comes to the floor, pat it as you need to, kickstand. Right leg extending back behind you as you open up to the right side of the room. You've got it, finding your balance. Right hand reaching overhead, flexing the right foot and lifting. There's this extension, then we're ready for the back bend. Bend the right knee. That little trick, you can even bring the knee towards your belly, then catch the shin or ankle, then kick it back behind you. There. It's another style of a bow pose. Breathe in. And the exhale to release. Releasing the leg, releasing the arm to reach forward. Okay. Come back to your hands and knees. And more fluid movement through the spine. Okay, we'll take a pause here, moving into child's pose. You might take the knees wide and just sit back. Typically we extend the arms out front. Your forehead may rest on the floor or even bring in a block to rest your forehead. You can keep that posturing with the arms out front, or if you want to relax the shoulders and upper back a little bit, bring your hands behind you as if you're reaching for your ankles or feet. Good. Just a few breaths just to kind of come back to this neutrality, finding breath. Child's pose is also nice in a way to kind of think about the spine. As we're doing all these back bends, always want to find that neutral position by extending through the spine or rounding, and so you have a combination of that in child's pose. There's a bit of a rounding sensation and lengthening at the same time. Let's take 3 more breaths. Complete, come up to hero pose or half hero. You can tuck your toes under if you want. Okay, stay there for a moment because the next pose we're going to do is actually done on the belly. Okay, if there's any reason you can't lie on your belly, you wish not to lie on your belly for bow pose, come back to the sideways version. Okay, of our bow pose. Okay, just come back to this side. Okay. So if you feel good, come down to your belly here, or come to hands and knees. If you're going to do the sideways version, just choose a side and kind of work your way into the posture, or you can meet me here. Okay, so your hands are kind of underneath the shoulders. You can extend your right arm forward with the fingertips on the floor for a little stability. You're going to kick your left leg back. I'm sorry, you're going to bend your left knee. That makes more sense. Bring your heel towards backside. Take your left hand and reach back, and as you're able, grab hold of the foot, ankle, or the toes. Okay? You can stay just like this, or inhale to feel yourself get longer as possible. Then exhale, just kick the left foot back that you're holding on to. It will actually lift your upper body. Okay? As you push or kick that left foot back, it'll kind of lift the upper body. Okay, so we're in half bow pose. Okay, that's it. Okay, for a little extra credit, you could pick up that right foot, even the left thigh, even right hand. Okay, more dynamic. Okay, we're going to soften, come back down, bring both hands underneath the shoulders here. We'll get set up for the other side. Left hand extends forward, fingertips on the floor, kicking the right heel back. Reach back with right hand. Now, if you can't reach the foot, that's okay. You can just reach for the air and just stay just like that. Inhale, getting longer as if you're reaching for something. The exhale, you're actually feeling the belly button pull up towards spine. It's not going to leave the floor, but you want to feel that engagement, but also that kicking of that foot you're holding on to towards the back of the room, which will actually pull you up, your up front body, up off the floor a little bit. Even just a little bit is fine. Okay, that hand and foot behind you can stay on the floor or lift them for a little more dynamic. Beautiful. Okay, let's slowly release. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes. You're going to push yourself back to child's pose. Or come to hands and knees and do cat and cow, then child's pose. Either one, okay? Nice, everyone. Okay? Good. Wherever you are, just tuning into breath. Good choices here. Got some variations of Crocodile Pose. That's with just the legs extended out behind you, just basically just lying on your belly and arms kind of crossed in front of you. Good. How about 2 more breaths? After all the back bend work, let's do the relieving part, restorative part. And rise to hero pose just briefly. Take your time. Once you've lifted, just sit off to the side. Swing the legs around to the front. Sit in the center of your mat. Go ahead and roll down onto your back. A nice forward fold creation, and you draw the knees in. So add some movement here as it feels good. Massaging. Okay, don't forget the feet, because there's a lot of work with the feet as well. So circle, wiggle the toes, flex and point. A little extra here. If it feels okay, you can even lift your head and chest up towards your knees, creating a little bit of a rounding sensation in the spine. Okay, then you can set your head back down. Let's choose a hip opener. So you might take the legs wide. I'll give you some variations here. You can just take the legs wide and just hold them open. Your hands are just holding onto your knees or shins. And that's it. You can stay like that. Or happy baby pose. Keep the legs wide and kick the feet up towards the ceiling. And reach up to grab hold of the soles of the feet if you can reach them. Or just hold on to your ankles. Okay, happy baby pose. Okay, here's another option. You can bring the soles of your feet together. Hold on to your feet in the air, or set the feet onto the floor with the knees kind of falling open naturally out to the sides. So some variations. You know, choose one that you like and is effective for you, or you might choose a variety of those. So the hip opener can not only gets into the hips and inner legs here, but some relief hopefully in the low back. Yeah, a couple more breaths. Your hip openers here. Let's go for a twist. Let's go for the windshield wiper twist. So set your feet onto the floor and take your feet right out to the edges of your mat. Okay, they can be on the inside edge. Okay, right there. And then slowly take your knees over towards the right side of the room. Yes. Good. Now as the knees go to the right, you're going to be affecting the left side of the body. So you might feel that more on your left side, yeah? So the right leg is doing an outward rotation, while the left leg is doing inner rotation. That's why you have that effect on that left low back. To add a little bit more sensation, you might extend your left arm behind you towards the back of the room, just for a little bit more of a stretch sensation, if that feels okay. Yeah. Or even more of a rotation and twist. Yeah, your right foot, you can place it on top of that left knee, drawing that left knee closer to the floor, if that feels okay. That's just an option. A couple more breaths. Stay here a little bit longer if it feels okay. Otherwise, we'll just come back to a neutral position. Arms down by your side. Knees pointing towards the ceiling. Feet flat on the floor. Feet wide on your mat. Take a breath. And we'll go ahead and take the knees over to the left. As the knees go to the left leg, it's an outer rotation. The right leg, it's an inner rotation, affecting that low back area. If you need or want more sensation on that low back space, extend your right arm behind you towards the back of the room. You can even place the left foot on top of the right knee, drawing it down towards the floor, creating more of that twist and certainly more sensation. Breathing in and out. Two more breaths. We'll carefully make our way back to center. Just lying flat with knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Couple breaths here. Again, just to help neutralize the low back a little bit. Couple more poses. Let's add an inverted posture. Here's some options. You can just stay flat on your back and just extend the legs straight up into the air. Just straight up, or softness in the knees. Or keep the feet planted into the earth. Lift your hips and slide a block underneath you. Sit on your block, or a pillow, or a cushion. And then extend the legs. Or you can even go into shoulder stand where your legs and hips go up into the air and you'll just sit in your hands. Use your hands to help lift and hold yourself up. So you got some options for this inverted pose. Yes, good. Okay, you can just stay like this. Nice strong legs as they shoot up into the air. Maybe some more movement of the ankles, feet, toes. I like to even do some bicycle pedaling just to get into the knees a little bit. Yeah. If you happen to be in shoulder stand, this is again just an option today. You can take this into plow, which is another forward fold where your feet come down behind you. They may just reach towards the wall behind you. Your toes might touch the floor. Of course, they don't have to. Legs can be straight or your knees can be bent. Okay, so let's plow if you happen to be moving into plow. Couple more breaths. I'm just going to make our way back down to the earth. Just slowly making that transition. Eventually just lying flat. Okay. Legs straight out in front of you, arms down by your side. For Shavasana, that's just one option for your final relaxation position. You can certainly be in another position, just lying flat with knees bent. You can roll onto one side. You can lie on your back, lie on your belly, or come to seated. Nice. Feeling your body just soften. Melt into the earth. No need to move just yet. Just return to the awareness of your breath. Staying connected with your soft, slow, gentle breathing. Return to the awareness of your breath. Stay with your breathing. With this continued awareness, take 5 slow, deep breaths, full and complete breaths. These breaths to bring you new life, new energy, new awareness. Having moved through this practice, creating these back bends, which are heart openers. So perhaps you opened up in that space, your heart space. Feel movement return to your body. You might start with just wiggling your fingers, wiggle your toes, and start moving your hands and your feet. And let that movement continue to generate throughout your entire body until you're able to slowly roll onto one side of your body. Just pausing here in this nurturing pose. Carry with you this heart-opening experience and this relaxation that you just experienced. Continue to move in slow motion and guide your way up to seated. Sitting up tall, lengthen spine, relax shoulders. Your arms can rest down by your side, hands in your lap, or bring hands to heart center. Just take one more breath. And as we come to the close of this portion of our journey together, we bow saying, Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.